I'd like to pick up where my colleague from Michigan, Mr. Peters, had raised the issue of the TALF and how it would or would not help the American auto industry. I guess that there is some concern that because the AAA credit rating standard that you're trying to apply to people who qualify under the TALF, that the automakers might not. I was wondering if you could assuage me of many concerns that I may have that auto financing will not be covered by that.
The first portion of the TALF, which is going into operation very soon, includes certainly auto loan, asset-backed securities, and also floor plan loans for dealers. I'm not sure about this auto leasing question that was asked. We do require AAA securities, but remember that a AAA security can be a senior tranche of a security which has different layers of seniority. So it should still provide substantial support to auto loans and therefore to help the customers of the auto companies to be able to purchase vehicles. So it's our belief that we will be, through this program, we'll be helping the automobile industries by providing credit to customers. But we will obviously look at that again if necessary. I would mention also in our commercial paper program, again, we have a A1, P1 top credit rating requirement. But our intervention in that market, at least as occurred at the same time as a significant improvement in commercial paper rates for even A2, P2 borrowers. And so there too, I think some help is being given.
Yes, I appreciate that, because the concern is with the financing the dealers get to purchase the cars from the manufacturers. And so I just want to be clear with the TALF going forward, because I don't want to sandbag you with an article might not have been able to read yet. But the Wall Street Journal article today has caused grave concern back home in Michigan and amongst the auto industry that the TALF would not help dealers to refinance, to be able to get credit to go purchase the cars from the manufacturers, which, as you know, at the time that the federal government outside of the reserve is trying to deal with the bridge loans to the auto industry, would be a death knell to them. So I just want to make sure that in the process that I'm hearing is that we with the Fed will be doing everything it can to assist the extension of credit to both consumers and the dealers.
Let me assure you that what we have been doing, as I mentioned before, is consulting closely with the participants in these markets. And where we have found that there are barriers to participation that we could do something about, we have done so, and we will look at this again as well.
I appreciate that. And finally, so the AAA credit rating that has been reported as being required, which is a requirement that you would impose as the Federal Reserve, is one of those obstacles that could be removed.
Well, given the concerns of some of your colleagues about credit risk, I'm not sure about that, but I would like to point out that, again, that you don't have to have all AAA credit, AAA underlying assets to get a AAA credit rating if you take, say, a more senior tranche of the asset-backed security. So it does not rule out making loans even to weaker credit histories.
Well, I appreciate that. I just want to make sure that we're aware of the obstacle that we're concerned about. And as for credit risks, I understand that too. And the worst thing we could do for any type of credit is to increase the foreclosure crisis by putting a whole lot of men and women that are working in the auto industry out of their jobs and out of their homes. So it would seem to me that I have registered with you my concern that you do everything you can to remove any obstacle to the auto industry's survival through the TALF program.